opportunity to welcome our special guest this morning, Reverend Jim McLain. For those of you who might not be familiar with the story, it's a wonderful story about our past, Jim's life, and this congregation. Jim's father, Charles, pastored this church back in the late 1940s. Tragically, he died on a Sunday early in the year 1950. Jim and his family were here in this loving congregation who supported them in the aftermath of losing his father. And this congregation was responsible for helping Jim pursue his calling into the ministry and supported him as he attended Perkins School of Theology at SMU in Dallas. And much of that was due to the efforts of Mr. Sam White, who had come to New Iberia not that long before and become involved in this church, this congregation. He and Liz supported the McLain family and rallied this congregation to support Jim as he pursued the ministry. Jim went on to pastor a number of churches in our conference. In fact, he pastored this church for a while just after his father's passing, and then later on had something of a second career. He went back to school and became not only an artist, but a professor of art history. He then went on to chair a post of art history professor at LaGrange College and Georgia State University, both in Georgia. Well, a number of years later, not that long ago, last year in fact, Jim reached out to this congregation just to say thank you for the difference that this congregation had made so long ago in his life, never dreaming that some of those he knew, especially Mr. Sam White, would still be around to reconnect. So for a number of months, Sam White has had the joy of reconnecting with Jim McLain. His family is going to be with us at our second service. His wife Jo, sister-in-law Cindy, they traveled down for a number of days to get reacquainted with New Iberia. New Iberia made such an impression upon his family, upon his life, in particular this congregation. What a wonderful thought to think that this congregation has been instrumental in the life and ministry of Jim McLain, and through his ministry touched many, many lives. And so this is something of a homecoming for Jim to reconnect with us, with this congregation. It is certainly a source of praise to God and a little bit of pride for our congregation this many years later to join with Jim in celebrating all that he's done with his life. And he shares a message with us in just a moment, and Jim will hear you gladly in a few moments after our choir shares with us.